Good morning, Western Slope. Happy Thursday. I'm Dalen Brazelton. Let's talk about your weather. Folks, it's going to be a lovely one for today. However, expect some very above average temperatures for the region, especially all across western Colorado. Above average temps up to 15 degrees above average, as a matter of fact, for areas like Grand Junction with sunny skies expected, mostly clear conditions continuing on throughout the day, and then some possible changes on the way in the latter half of the weekend. Some rain happening over the weekend, as well as maybe even some mixed precipitation heading our way. Now, while technically some areas did see the northern lights once again last night, as you can see, the overnight hours were very much so clouded by, well, clouds. And so that was kind of hard to catch a lot of that happening. So hopefully you guys got to see it the night before, because let me tell you, it was a breathtaking sight. We're already starting to see on our satellite and radar things kind of clearing up, and that's going to remain the case for the rest of the day. Right now, we're waking up to 45 degrees in Grand Junction, low 40s as well for Paonia, Montrose, and Glade Park. Nucla just behind that, and Delta seeing right on that freezing line at 32 degrees to kick off the day. For that classroom forecast, that first bell's ringing at 43 degrees, a little bit warmer than we were seeing yesterday. That also goes for the after-school activities with mostly clear conditions expected to settle in. And folks, we're not done warming up either. By the time we're heading into tomorrow, we're even getting closer to those 70s. So today, we're expecting those 60s a little bit earlier at 11 a.m. and then pushing into the mid-60s for the rest of the afternoon. That sun sets just at almost exactly 5 p.m. tonight, where we see those temperatures start to dip off. In the meantime, the morning, seeing those low 40s before the 50s take over at 9 a.m. For that Cozy Cat forecast, we've had Ivy hanging out with us all week long, and it's going to be a lovely one to stay inside and hang out with your cat a little bit longer for today. We got 40 degrees at 7 a.m., slowly transitioning from the 50s into the 60s by 11 a.m. Clear conditions expected for a wide majority of the day, and very low wind speeds for the afternoon. However, just like we've been seeing for the last 2 or 3 days, we're seeing those higher wind speeds happening close to the morning hours, almost 10 miles an hour expected for 7 a.m. Now, these above average temperatures are really dominating the Intermountain West, eastern Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, even some of the Great Plains, seeing up to 25 degrees above average compared to where we should be. Tomorrow, that becomes even more widespread across more of the Great Plains, even into some areas of the Midwest, where even record high temperatures are possible for areas like South Dakota. So get ready for a warm one over the next couple of days. Folks, we're just 3 degrees off from breaking a record that was set all the way back in '73. And when you talk about the record-breaking lows, well, we are definitely far away from seeing any of that. So this kind of puts it into perspective just how unseasonably warm things have been and how they're going to continue to be for not only tomorrow, but as well as Saturday. And then temperatures kind of start to relieve and get back to those averages. Now, that's going to be in big part due to some of this precipitation that we're expected to see come in. Now, you may notice your weather apps have been all over the place lately. It's going to rain, suddenly it's going to be sunny and 60, and a lot of that has to do with a high pressure trough that's starting to break off into 2 pieces, and that kind of determines who will be seeing what kind of moisture. So it's kind of all over the place as far as the models are concerned, but it seems like the most likely chance is going to be rainfall on Sunday for Grand Junction, and that's what we're going to stick to at this point in time. How about that? Now, as we look ahead to that Discovery Auto Group 7-day forecast, those mid to upper 60s are expected not only today but tomorrow as well, and then really starting to decrease in temperature over the weekend. Maybe even some mixed precipitation happening next week, folks. Montrose slightly cooler, seeing those mid to upper 30s for the overnight lows, and then finally getting into freezing next week. We could be seeing our first snow next week.